Hello, welcome to Gentle Hatha Yoga. This is Damian. For today's class, you'll need those two blocks to the far left and right of us. Beginning in that cross-legged position with the left leg in front of us, closing those eyes and relaxing those hands by our sides, palms facing the sky. Deep inhale in, begin to rock the neck back. And slow exhale, chin to chest. Breathing in, rocking back. Breathing out, chin to chest. One more, breath in. Exhale out. Incorporating those arms, breath in, reach, looking at those hands. Slow exhale, cactus arms. Breath in, looking up, reaching. And on that exhale, looking down, cactus arms. Reaching up. And squeezing those shoulder blades together and back. Deep inhale in, reaching up. And this time as we exhale, reach behind the back and interlace those fingers, pulling away and down towards the ground, opening up the chest. Squeeze those abdominals and begin to release, creating a circle and folding down towards the ground, relaxing those wrists on the blocks. The head is heavy, the face is loose. Finding a gentle sway from side to side, warming up those hips and the lower back, breathing deeply as you do this. Placing those fingertips down the middle and gently pressing the head and chest up. We're going to uncross those legs and bring the soles of the feet together. Reaching behind, fingertips facing away from each other. Elevate the hips and really think about driving those knees down towards the ground as you do this. So you'll elevate the hips and gently pulse the groin forward and back towards those heels. Feeling a nice stretch in the groin and in those hips. All right, lower those hips and we're going to grab the ankles and rest those elbows just above the knees. We're going to think about squeezing the knees up into the elbows for 5 seconds. As hard as you can, squeezing up. 4, 3, 2, and then do the exact opposite. You'll drive those elbows down into the knees, down towards the ground for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and sit upright, relax. Great work. All right, reset. One more. Grabbing those ankles and resting those elbows above the knees, squeezing into them for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Do the exact opposite. Traditional butterfly, pushing down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Great work again. Grabbing those shins, we're going to recross the legs, but this time with the right leg out in front of us. Placing that left hand on the right knee with good posture, twisting to the right. Deep breaths. Relaxing, facing forward. We'll switch hands, right hand on left knee, twist to the left, maintaining that good posture. Relax and face forward. Deep inhale in, reaching from our sides and towards the sky, looking at those hands. Exhale, reaching behind, and once again interlocking those fingers, pulling away and down towards the ground, opening up the chest and shoulders. Begin to gently engage those abdominals and fold, drawing that circle once again, resting those wrists on the blocks. Again, the head is heavy. Fold, breathing deeply, and even finding a gentle rock from side to side. Fingertips down the middle, gently pressing the head and chest back up. We're going to come out of that cross-legged position and onto our hands and knees, making sure that the shoulders are stacked over the hands and hips are stacked over those knees. Keeping the spine neutral, deep inhale in as we rock forward over the wrists, and exhale as we bring those hips to heels. Breathing in, rocking forward, and breathing out, hips to heels. One more, breathing in. And as we exhale, widen the knees slightly. And let's go ahead and go into a nice child's pose. Breathing deeply for 10 seconds. Slowly rising from child's pose. Let's get the spine involved. Deep inhale in. Arch the back, looking up at the head. Exhale, round the spine, tuck in the hips, pressing the hands down. Breathing in, coming up. Exhale into cats. Inhale into cow, poking out the hips. And exhale into cats. Last one, deep inhale in, looking up at the head, arching the back. And this time as we exhale, we'll tuck the toes and press up and push back into that downward facing dog position. Finding a nice stretch in the calves and in the hamstrings. You're welcome to paddle the feet here. Deep inhale in. Moving to the exhale into the high plank position, strong core. From the tiptoes, breathing in, come down, untuck the toes and exhale into that Sphinx pose, spinal extension. And slowly lower into prone, arms by our sides, head to one side. Relaxing for a few breaths to allow our spine to return to neutral. Placing those hands underneath the shoulders, deep inhale in. Exhale, kneeling push up. Keeping the butt in the air, reaching forward with both hands, drop the chest and shoulders down towards the ground. Rising from there, hands underneath those shoulders, and we'll place that left hand centered just over the eyes. Deep inhale in, reaching back with the opposite hand, and exhale, thread through, dropping the shoulder down. Pulling that arm back through, breathing in, reaching back, twisting away, and exhale, thread and drop. One more, breathing in, reaching back, and breathing out, thread the needle through, and relax in this thread the needle for 5, 4, 3, 2, and pull that arm back through, switching sides, right hand centered over those eyes, breathing in, reaching back, breathing out, drop the shoulder, thread through. Deep inhale in, pull that arm back and open, and exhale, close, drop the shoulder. Last one, deep inhale in, reaching back, and exhale, thread the needle down, holding this position. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Pull that arm back through. For this next position, we'll grab both of those blocks and we'll tuck the toes and walk the hands back towards the knees. Pressing the hands down, elevate the knees to chest, and we'll place the blocks at that second level below the knees. Relaxing the arms by our sides. Breathing deeply, finding that nice stretch in the fascia in the bottom of the feet and in those toes. If you'd like, you can remove the blocks for a deeper stretch in the toes, which will hold for an additional 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Placing the hands in front of the knees, gently press the knees to chest, feeling a stretch in the ankles, going back and forth. All right, let's drop those knees back down, returning to quadruped position, keeping the toes tucked. Press up and push back into that downward facing dog once again. Deep inhale in, moving to the exhale, returning to that high plank position. From the tiptoes, breathing in, come down, untuck the toes, exhale, and push up into upward facing dog. Relax in that prone position once again, arms by our sides. Raising the arms, legs, head, and chest off the ground all at once, holding the locust pose. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Getting onto our back, we'll shift the body to the right side of the mat with that left arm overhead, keeping the right hand in the push-up position, and just press away, rolling and recentering yourself onto your mat. Arms by your sides, palms facing the sky, knees are bent, feet flat on the mat. Gently press the hips up, holding that glute bridge. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lowering those hips. We're going to open the hips actually and latch the hands just below the knees with straight arms. This is a relaxed position. Deep breaths. Releasing, allowing the soles of the feet to come together into a relaxed butterfly. We'll bring the knees together, feet flat on the ground. Once again, gently press the hips up, and we'll grab one block and place it perpendicular from our mat's direction below the tailbone, centering it and lowering the hips on top. From here, we're going to bring those knees centered towards the chest and open up the legs, creating an oval, knees to chest, around and forward. Switching directions. This should feel like a nice massage for the tailbone while mobilizing those hips. After this last oval, we'll bring those knees to chest and straighten those feet into the air. Separating the toes, we'll create 2 slow and controlled ankle rotations away from each other. And switch directions, rotating inward. Slowly lower just that left knee and interlock the fingers, grabbing below the knee and pulling it towards that same shoulder. Begin to lower the right leg down, allowing the heel to touch the mat. You should feel a nice deep stretch in the front part of the hip of that straight leg and in the glute of the bent knee leg. Breathing deeply, holding this position. Releasing that bent knee leg, allow it to meet the straightened one. Keep a slight bend in the knees though, and allow the toes to fall to the sides, relaxing the palms facing the sky. Deep inhale in through the nose, letting the stomach rise. And slow exhale out through the mouth, keeping everything loose and relaxed. Bending one knee at a time, feet flat on the ground. Gently press those hips back up into a glute bridge, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering the hips back onto the block and recentering if needed. Bring those knees to chest and straighten the feet back into the air. Deep inhale in, flex the toes towards the face. And slow exhale out, point the toes towards the sky. Breathing in, dorsiflexion. Breathing out, plantar flexion. One more deep inhale in, and exhale, points. Bringing that right knee to that same shoulder, interlocking the fingers, pulling and allowing that straight leg to slowly lower. Deep breaths. Releasing that leg, and with slightly bent knees, allow the hips to open, toes falling to the sides, palms facing the sky. Deep breath in through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Bending one knee at a time, feet flat on the ground, gently pressing up into one last glute bridge just to move the block to the side. You can return to a seated cross-legged position. Great job. Thank you for joining me. I'm Damian. This is Gentle Hatha. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and have a wonderful day. Namaste.